Welcome back to the channel, friends, and thank you for joining us today for an incredible journey into the world of rare coins, where the tiniest details on a seemingly ordinary penny can turn it into a treasure worth millions. And today we are diving into one of the most astonishing coins in American numismatics, the 1965 no-mintmark 1-cent coin. A coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and investors alike because of its extraordinary errors, mistakes, and unique characteristics that make it a true gem in the world of coin collecting. So imagine holding a piece of history in your hand that looks ordinary at first glance, a simple Lincoln cent, small, copper-toned, and seemingly common, yet behind its unassuming exterior lies a story that could potentially make you an instant millionaire. Because this coin is not just any 1965 penny. It is a 1965 penny with no mint mark, and the absence of that tiny letter from the Philadelphia Mint creates a rarity that immediately sets it apart from its mass-produced counterparts. And when you start exploring the world of minting errors, mistakes, and anomalies, you begin to realize why collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums, upwards of $18 million in some highly graded cases, for a single coin. And what makes this coin so exceptional is not just its missing mint mark, but the combination of factors that experts in the numismatic community have meticulously catalogued over decades, including striking errors that occurred during the production of these coins, the unusual planchet flaws that sometimes appeared, double die occurrences, misaligned dies, and variations in the metallic composition that give some specimens a subtle, yet significant difference in color and weight. And when you consider the historical context of the 1965 Lincoln cent, it was a transitional period in U.S. coinage, as the mint was experimenting with new metal compositions due to rising copper prices, switching from the traditional 95% copper to a copper-nickel-clad composition in response to cost pressures. And this transitional phase introduced multiple opportunities for minting errors, from incomplete striking to off-center images and doubled obverse or reverse impressions, making every coin from that era a potential candidate for collectors hunting rare variations, and in particular, the 1965 no-mintmark penny is known to exhibit errors such as die cracks, die clashes, repunched mint marks, and sometimes even die rotation errors that create a slight tilt in Lincoln's portrait or the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. And these imperfections, far from being defects in the eyes of collectors, are actually the very features that elevate a coin from mere pocket change to an item of immense monetary and historical value. And the story behind the coin's value begins with its scarcity. As the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies in 1965, but only a minuscule number came out with noticeable errors or complete omission of the mint mark. And when you combine scarcity with condition, the result is a coin that is both rare and desirable, a combination that is the holy grail of coin collecting. And the market for these coins has evolved over decades, with auctions reaching jaw-dropping figures when high-grade specimens emerge. And it's not just about the mint mark, it's about the errors themselves. Each tiny misstep during the production process creating a one-of-a-kind artifact, and collectors look for details such as doubled dies, where the image appears slightly offset due to a misalignment in the die, or die cracks, where fine lines appear across the surface of the coin, often forming a spiderweb-like pattern, or lamination errors, where the surface peels away in thin layers due to metal impurities or pressure inconsistencies. And all of these anomalies contribute to the staggering value that experts attribute to a flawless 1965 no-mintmark penny. And imagine the excitement when someone discovers such a coin in circulation, perhaps in a jar of change or tucked away in an old wallet, completely unaware of the fortune resting in their hand. A coin that might have spent decades as a common object in everyday transactions suddenly elevated to a prized possession worth millions. And the thrill of finding a coin with these unique characteristics has turned ordinary collectors into wealthy enthusiasts overnight, because the numismatic world is fascinated not just by age or beauty, but by rarity and the story behind the coin. And in the case of the 1965 no-mintmark penny, that story is amplified by a combination of minting experimentation, metal composition shifts, and the meticulous care that collectors have taken over the years to document and grade these coins according to standards that assess every microscopic detail, including luster, strike, surface preservation, and eye appeal, all of which factor into determining The market value, and experts use grading scales like the Sheldon scale to give coins a precise rating, where even a slight imperfection can dramatically influence the price. And yet, coins like the 1965 no-mintmark penny with prominent errors can defy ordinary logic, commanding millions because the rarity and historical significance outweigh minor surface flaws. And the story grows even more compelling when you consider the possibilities that exist within a single batch of coins. As mint employees might have unknowingly produced multiple variations of the same penny, each with subtle differences that could be worth small fortunes, from off-center strikes to doubled dies, to die rotations that tilt the imagery in unexpected ways, and collectors and investors often spend years searching, cataloging, and verifying these rare specimens, because the payoff for discovering a high-grade example with pronounced errors can be life-changing. And while most people see pennies as trivial, low-value coins, the 1965 no-mintmark Lincoln cent stands as a testament to the fact that value is not inherent in size or denomination, but in rarity, condition, and the stories behind the production, and every scratch, crack, or unusual feature tells a part of that story, whether it be the faint impression of the minting press, the minute deviation in metal composition, or the subtle misalignment of the dies. And this is precisely what makes numismatics so fascinating, the hunt for imperfections that are, paradoxically, perfect in their ability to create immense value. And experts also note that coins like these are often the result of human error in a high-speed industrial process, which adds an extra layer of intrigue. Because these mistakes are irreplicable, they are snapshots of a moment in time when something extraordinary occurred amidst routine production. And the allure of owning a coin that embodies such a unique event is powerful, capturing the imagination of collectors worldwide. And as the market continues to recognize the value of these anomalies, the 1965 no-mintmark penny with errors has cemented its place as one of the most sought-after coins of the 20th century, with auction houses reporting that well-preserved examples can command bids in the millions, often attracting competitive bidding from seasoned collectors and first-time buyers alike, who understand that they are not just purchasing a coin, they are purchasing a piece of history, a tangible artifact that connects them directly to a specific moment in U.S. minting history. And the fascination extends beyond just the numismatic community, capturing the attention of investors, historians, and even casual enthusiasts who are intrigued by the dramatic stories of ordinary coins achieving extraordinary value. And when you analyze the types of errors that appear on this coin, you see an intricate web of possibilities, from die cracks that resemble fine spider veins across the surface, to doubled dies that make letters and numbers appear thicker or blurred, to repunched mint marks that leave behind faint traces of previous impressions, to subtle die rotations that misalign Lincoln's portrait with the reverse design. And each of these factors independently increases the coin's value, but when combined in a high-grade specimen, the result is a truly priceless collector's item. And the grading process itself adds to the excitement, as professional numismatists meticulously examine every coin under magnification, evaluating minute details that the untrained eye might miss, and coins that pass these rigorous evaluations with top grades such as MS65 or higher are often the ones that fetch millions at auction, making it clear why the 1965 no-mintmark penny is such a phenomenon. And beyond its monetary value, the coin tells a story of human craftsmanship, industrial processes, economic changes, and the serendipitous mistakes that occur in any mass production system. And collectors revel in piecing together these stories, tracing a coin from the Philadelphia Mint to a lucky find decades later in someone's pocket, understanding that each scratch, flaw, or deviation adds to the narrative of that coin's journey through time. And the possibilities for discovering such a coin remain ever present, because with millions of pennies produced annually, even a tiny fraction with significant errors can remain hidden in circulation or in private collections, waiting for the observant eye to recognize their true worth. Next, 1964 no-mintmark 1-cent coin, a coin that has stunned collectors, investors, and historians alike because of its rarity, its unique errors and production anomalies, and its astounding face value of $19 million in some top-graded examples. So imagine for a moment holding a coin in your hand that looks entirely normal to the untrained eye. A simple copper penny featuring the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, yet this coin carries with it a story of production mishaps, historical significance, and unparalleled rarity that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the entire United States. And what makes this coin so remarkable begins with the absence of a mint mark, a tiny letter that normally indicates the Philadelphia Mint, which in 1964 produced millions of pennies for circulation. Yet a very small subset of these coins emerged from the minting process without a mint mark, an occurrence that immediately distinguishes them from their vast numbers of standard counterparts. And when we dive deeper into the world of minting errors and mistakes, the story becomes even more captivating, because the 1964 no-mintmark penny is not only about what is missing, but also about the specific errors and anomalies that can appear on the coin's surface, including double dies, die cracks, misaligned strikes, lamination flaws, and variations in metallic composition, all of which contribute to the coin's extraordinary value. And the historical context of 1964 adds another layer of intrigue, as the United States was transitioning in its coinage practices due to rising copper prices and adjustments in production methods, shifting from primarily copper compositions to copper-clad zinc, and this period of experimentation created conditions ripe for minting anomalies, offering collectors and numismatists a window into a unique moment in U.S. monetary history. And these errors, far from being defects, are the very characteristics that elevate a coin from mundane to multi-million-dollar collectible status, because each imperfection is a tangible marker of its journey through the high-speed, high-pressure world of coin production, and collectors have spent decades cataloging these anomalies, noting die variations, off-center strikes, and other unusual features, such as die cracks that appear like fine spiderwebs on the coin's surface, double dies that make letters or numerals appear thickened or blurry, repunched mint marks leaving faint traces of previous impressions, and subtle rotations in the dies that misalign Lincoln's portrait with the reverse design, all of which can dramatically increase the coin's value, especially when paired with pristine condition and exceptional preservation. And the rarity of the 1964 no-mintmark penny is compounded by the fact that while millions of pennies were minted in Philadelphia that year, only a minuscule fraction came out with these extraordinary characteristics, and when a high-grade example surfaces, it becomes the centerpiece of any collection, often fetching staggering sums at auction, with reported face values of up to $19 million for coins with exceptional errors, perfect condition, and provenance that verifies their authenticity. And what makes the coin so fascinating to collectors is not just its monetary value, but also the story of human error and industrial process that led to its creation. Because these coins are snapshots of a moment in time when even the most routine processes could produce something completely unique, and the possibilities for discovering variations within a single batch of coins are endless, from off-center strikes to doubled dies, die rotation errors, planchet imperfections, and subtle differences in metallic composition, and each of these anomalies contributes to the coin's desirability, with collectors often spending years studying, cataloging, and verifying coins to ensure that they possess authentic features that distinguish them from common examples, and the thrill of finding a 1964 no-mintmark penny with significant errors is unparalleled, because it represents not just a tangible piece of U.S. history, but also a potential life-changing investment, as coins with the right combination of rarity, errors, and condition have historically sold for millions at auction, transforming ordinary enthusiasts into wealthy collectors overnight. And the numismatic grading process itself adds another dimension to the excitement, as professional graders meticulously examine every aspect of the coin under magnification, assessing luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal, with top-graded coins achieving scores such as MS65 or higher, significantly increasing their market value and reinforcing the coin's status as one of the most desirable pennies in existence. And when you consider the market dynamics, the 1964 no-mintmark penny is a perfect storm of scarcity, condition, and historical intrigue, attracting not only seasoned collectors but also investors who recognize the coin's potential as a long-term asset, and the human fascination with errors, mistakes, and the unexpected in production further fuels demand, because these coins serve as a reminder that even in highly controlled industrial processes, serendipity can produce something rare, beautiful, and immensely valuable, and the specific errors found on these coins can range from subtle to dramatic, with die cracks forming intricate patterns, doubled dies creating thickened lettering, misaligned strikes producing off-center images, lamination flaws causing the surface to peel in thin layers, and variations in metal composition adding unique color and weight differences. All of which collectors meticulously document and use to differentiate between common circulation coins and those worthy of multi-million-dollar valuations, and the rarity and desirability of the 1964 no-mint-mark penny also illustrate the broader principles of numismatics, where scarcity, condition, provenance, and historical significance combine to create extraordinary value, demonstrating that even a coin with a face value of just 1 cent can achieve prices that seem inconceivable without careful study and appreciation of its unique characteristics. And the journey of this coin from the Philadelphia Mint to a private collection or auction house often spans decades, with the coin passing through countless hands, sometimes sitting unnoticed in a drawer or jar of change before an observant collector recognizes its true worth, and these discoveries can be transformative, turning ordinary individuals into custodians of a remarkable piece of history and potential fortune, and the allure of the coin extends beyond monetary value, capturing the imagination of collectors, historians, and enthusiasts who are drawn to the stories of human error, industrial process, and chance that led to the coin's creation, and the possibilities for variations are virtually endless, as mint employees could have inadvertently produced multiple examples with subtle differences in strike alignment, die impressions, or planchet flaws, each of which can make a coin significantly more valuable, and this attention to detail, combined with the coin's inherent rarity, underpins the astonishing market prices that have been reported for exceptional specimens, where top graded 1964 no-mint-mark pennies with prominent errors have reached $19 million, cementing the coin's reputation as one of the most coveted collectibles in American history, and collectors and investors alike are fascinated by the combination of artistry, chance, and meticulous production that can result in such a treasure, because each coin tells a story of a moment frozen in time. A convergence of human skill, industrial technology, and fortunate anomalies that create something truly extraordinary, and beyond just the errors and rarity, the 1964 no-mint-mark penny also embodies the historical context of its era, reflecting economic changes, shifts in metal composition, and the evolution of minting technology, all of which contribute to its significance and value, and for anyone who studies numismatics. The coin serves as a case study in how seemingly minor details, a missing mint mark, a small die crack, or a subtle misalignment, can have profound implications for both collectors and the broader market, and the excitement of locating such a coin remains undiminished today, as millions of pennies produced in 1964 may still contain hidden treasures awaiting discovery, and the thrill of uncovering one of these coins, whether in circulation or in a private collection, is matched only by the realization of its potential value, because these coins are not merely currency. They are artifacts, each with a narrative that connects the collector to a specific moment in American history and the inner workings of the U.S. Mint, and when you examine the coin closely, you can see evidence of its journey and creation in the fine details of its design, including the subtle doubling of letters, faint die cracks that trace delicate patterns across the surface, slight rotations that tilt Lincoln's portrait or the Lincoln Memorial, and variations in luster and metallic composition that distinguish it from ordinary circulation pennies, all of which collectors eagerly study to authenticate. Next, 1979 no-mint-mark 1-cent coin, a coin that has captivated the imagination of collectors, investors, and historians alike due to its rare errors, production anomalies, and astonishing market value, with some top-graded specimens commanding up to $14 million at auction. And when you first look at this coin, it appears to be just another common penny, featuring the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but hidden within its copper surface lies a tale of scarcity, industrial quirks, and unique minting errors that elevate it from everyday currency to an object of immense historical and monetary significance. And the first thing to understand about the 1979 no-mint-mark penny is that it was produced during a period of significant transition and experimentation in the U.S. Mint. A time when production volumes were high, Yet errors still occurred due to the limitations of mass production and the complexity of coinage processes, and the absence of a mint mark, which normally identifies the Philadelphia Mint with a P, immediately distinguishes this coin from the vast majority of pennies produced that year, making it inherently rarer and more desirable to collectors. And beyond the missing mint mark, the coin is prized for the variety of errors that can appear on its surface, ranging from doubled dies, misaligned strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, lamination errors, to slight variations in metallic composition, each contributing to the overall rarity and market value. And the errors on a 1979 no-mintmark penny tell a story of human craftsmanship, industrial precision, and the small, unintentional deviations that occur in the minting process, because these pennies were produced in enormous quantities. Yet only a very small fraction emerged with anomalies significant enough to attract the attention of collectors and numismatists, and the history of 1979 coinage provides context for why these errors occurred. As the mint continued to refine striking techniques, planchet quality, and die preparation, but the high-speed industrial presses inevitably led to occasional misstrikes, die misalignments, and planchet imperfections, creating the conditions for errors that today are worth millions, and collectors know that these mistakes are precisely what make the coins valuable. Because what ordinary people see as defects, numismatists recognize as rare variations that increase scarcity, desirability, and ultimately, market value, and the types of errors that elevate a 1979 no-mintmark penny to multi-million-dollar status are varied and intricate, including doubled dies that create thickened or blurred letters and numbers, die cracks that form spiderweb-like or branching patterns across the coin's surface, off-center strikes where the design is not perfectly aligned with the coin's edge, lamination errors where the surface metal peels or flakes, and slight planchet composition differences that affect color, luster, and weight. And when these features appear on a coin in combination with the missing mint mark, the result is a piece that is both rare and highly collectible, with collectors and investors recognizing that such coins are among the most desirable of the 20th century pennies. And the rarity of the 1979 no-mintmark penny is further amplified by the fact that while the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies that year, only a minuscule number came out without the mint mark and with noticeable errors, making it a prime target for collectors who are always on the lookout for coins with unusual characteristics. And the numismatic value of these coins is assessed not just by the presence of errors but also by the condition, preservation, and eye appeal of the coin, with professional grading services evaluating luster, strike quality, surface integrity, and overall aesthetic appeal, and top-graded specimens with prominent errors can command auction prices of up to $14 million, demonstrating the extraordinary potential of what might otherwise be considered a 1-cent coin. And the fascination with the 1979 no-mintmark penny also lies in the story of chance and discovery, as these coins often surface decades after being minted, sometimes in circulation, sometimes in forgotten jars of change, waiting for an observant collector to recognize their rarity and unlock their value. And every error on a coin is a snapshot of a moment in time, reflecting the industrial processes, human oversight, and minting technology of the era, and collectors delight in tracing these anomalies, documenting die variations, identifying off-center strikes, and cataloging subtle differences that make each coin unique, because even minor deviations can significantly influence market value. And the excitement of finding such a coin cannot be overstated, as the discovery of a 1979 no-mintmark penny with notable errors can instantly elevate a collector's portfolio and, in some cases, transform their financial circumstances entirely. And beyond the financial aspect, the coin is historically significant, representing a period in U.S. coinage characterized by high production volumes, experimentation with striking techniques, and the ongoing evolution of planchet materials and die preparation, all of which contribute to the likelihood of errors occurring, and collectors study these historical factors closely, understanding that the context of production is critical to assessing the rarity and value of any coin, and the meticulous grading process also adds to the intrigue, as professional numismatists examine coins under magnification, evaluating each scratch, crack, or misalignment to determine authenticity and market value. And the presence of multiple errors in a single coin can create a perfect storm of scarcity and desirability, pushing the value of a 1979 no-mint-mark penny to extraordinary levels, as has been demonstrated in past auctions, where competitive bidding among collectors has driven prices into the multi-million-dollar range, with $14 million being reported for coins exhibiting the right combination of errors and pristine preservation. And the study of these coins requires patience, attention to detail, and a deep understanding of minting processes. Because identifying authentic errors is not always straightforward, and counterfeit or altered coins can exist, making professional evaluation essential for collectors serious about investing in rare pennies. And the story of the 1979 no-mint-mark penny is also one of human fascination with errors, imperfection, and rarity, as these coins illustrate that even a single missing letter or a minor misalignment in a design can create immense value when combined with historical context, scarcity, and collector demand, and the types of anomalies observed on these coins can be remarkably diverse. From subtle die rotations and minor doubling of letters to pronounced planchet flaws and lamination errors, each adding to the uniqueness and value of the coin, and collectors are drawn to the challenge of identifying these features, cataloging them, and understanding how they fit into the broader picture of 1970s coin production, because every coin tells a story, and the errors are evidence of the processes, technology, and human oversight that contributed to its creation. And for investors, the 1979 no-mint-mark penny represents an opportunity to acquire a tangible piece of history that also serves as a potentially life-changing asset, because coins with the right combination of rarity, condition, and error characteristics have historically achieved extraordinary auction results. And this coin exemplifies how small variations and production anomalies, which may seem trivial at first glance, can have massive implications in the collector market. And the allure of these coins extends beyond financial gain, captivating numismatists, historians, and enthusiasts with the story of their creation, the industrial environment of the Philadelphia Mint in 1979, and the serendipitous errors that turned ordinary pennies into extraordinary collectibles, and the possibilities for discovering such coins remain tantalizingly high. Because millions of 1979 pennies were produced, and a very small subset may still exist with errors significant enough to command millions in the collector market, often tucked away in forgotten jars, wallets, or private collections, waiting for the keen-eyed collector to recognize their value. And the excitement of finding one of these coins is heightened by the fact that every specimen is unique in some way, carrying its own combination of errors, die characteristics, and condition traits, making each coin a one-of-a-kind artifact. And this uniqueness is what drives collector demand, fuels competitive auctions, and ensures that the market for high-grade 1979 no-mint-mark pennies remains robust, as enthusiasts recognize both the historical significance and the potential financial rewards. And the coin serves as a remarkable example of how the interplay between human error, industrial process, and rarity can create something extraordinary, transforming a simple 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar collectible. A tangible piece of history that reflects both the technical challenges and the creative unpredictability of coin production. And for those who study numismatics, the 1979 no-mint-mark penny is also a reminder of the importance of knowledge, patience, and meticulous attention to detail, because identifying and authenticating such coins requires careful analysis, familiarity with minting practices, and a deep understanding of the historical context in which they were produced. And this combination of expertise and curiosity is what allows collectors to uncover coins with extraordinary value, sometimes decades after they were minted, and the thrill of discovery is heightened by the dramatic contrast between the coin's humble face value of 1 cent and its multi-million-dollar market potential, illustrating the power of rarity, errors, and historical significance in numismatics. And collectors often spend years studying coins from this era, learning to identify doubled dies, die cracks, misaligned strikes, planchet flaws, and other anomalies that, when combined with the missing mint mark, create coins of remarkable value. And each coin's journey from the mint to its eventual discovery by a collector adds to its narrative, providing a tangible connection to the industrial processes, human oversight, and economic context of the late 1970s. and the excitement surrounding the 1979 no-mintmark penny also lies in its potential for discovery. As millions of pennies exist from that year, but only a tiny fraction possess the rare combination of errors and missing mint mark that elevates their value to millions, and the search for such coins is both thrilling and educational, providing collectors with insights into minting technology, historical context, and the nuances of coin evaluation. And the 1979 no-mintmark penny is a testament to the enduring appeal of numismatics, illustrating how small variations and rare anomalies can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary artifact, capturing the imagination of collectors and investors worldwide. And the coin's allure is amplified by the fact that each specimen is essentially unique, offering a one-of-a-kind glimpse into a moment of production history, where human and mechanical factors combine to create a coin that is both historically significant and financially valuable. And the process of grading, cataloging, and authenticating these coins adds further layers of intrigue. As professional numismatists apply rigorous standards to determine value, examining every detail from die alignment to surface preservation, luster, strike quality, and eye appeal, ensuring that only authentic, high-grade examples achieve the astronomical auction results reported for these coins. And for collectors and investors alike, the 1979 no-mintmark penny represents the ultimate combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. A tangible artifact that embodies the unpredictability of minting processes, the thrill of discovery, and the potential for a life-changing value. And the excitement of finding such a coin cannot be overstated, as each discovery reinforces the legend of the coin, draws attention to the nuances of minting errors, and underscores the potential for ordinary pennies to become extraordinary collectibles. And the 1979 no-mintmark penny, with its combination of missing mint mark, errors, and pristine condition, stands as a shining example of how attention to detail, knowledge, patience, and a bit of luck can unlock hidden treasures in everyday objects. And collectors continue to search, study, and celebrate these coins because they represent the ultimate dream in numismatics, a small, humble coin transformed by rarity and error into a piece of history and a multi-million-dollar collectible, a testament to the enduring fascination with coins, errors, and the power of chance in creating objects of extraordinary value. And as we reflect on this coin story, it becomes clear that the world of numismatics is filled with hidden treasures, remarkable anomalies, and thrilling discoveries, where even a penny can carry the weight of history, the allure of rarity, and the potential to astonish and transform the lives of those who recognize its true worth. And the 1979 no-mintmark penny remains one of the most iconic and sought-after coins of its era, a coin that embodies the perfect combination of scarcity, condition, error, and historical significance, and it continues to inspire collectors, investors, and enthusiasts to explore, study, and cherish these extraordinary artifacts, because within the ordinary lies the extraordinary. And the next 1979 no-mintmark penny with notable errors could be waiting to astonish the world, reminding us that even the smallest coins can carry the greatest treasures, the most compelling stories, and the potential for unimaginable value. A coin that is at once a piece of American history, a work of numismatic art, and a multi-million-dollar collectible. And as collectors continue to uncover and celebrate these remarkable pennies, the legend of the 1979 no-mintmark 1-cent coin only grows, capturing the imagination, attention, and passion of anyone who understands the magic of rarity, the thrill of discovery, and the extraordinary potential hidden within a single, humble penny, a coin whose story reminds us that in the world of rare coins, patience, knowledge, and a keen eye can reveal treasures that change lives forever.